Alright, LSAT PrepTest 19, Section 1, questions 8 through 12. This is the second game of this section. Okay, so what do we have? We have in a theater company 4 two-day workshops. So lighting, production, rehearsals, and staging. Lighting, production, rehearsals, and staging are conducted over the course of 5 days, Monday through Friday. The workshops are conducted in a manner consistent with the following constraints. Okay, so we're probably going to have to just place these workshops in their appropriate days. Okay, so the 2 days on which a given workshop is in sessions are consecutive. So they're 2-day workshops and they're consecutive, right? So what we actually have is a block of L's, a block of P's, a block of R's, and a block of S's, right? These are the 4 elements we're looking to place. Okay, so on each of the 5 days, at least 1 but no more than 2 of the workshops are in session. Okay, so this lets us draw a picture, right? And so this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And at least one of these guys has to be in session, but no more than 2, which is why we can stop drawing these at 2. So every day there's got to be something going on. In other words, there are no blank spaces, right? And so in drawing our diagram this way, we just have to keep in mind, let's say 1 to 2 per day. Right? Let's actually just remind ourselves that way. Okay. Third rule, the workshops on production and the rehearsals begin no earlier than the day immediately following the second day of the workshop on lighting. Okay, so lighting goes 2 days. After the second day of lighting, the first day of production and the first day of rehearsal begins no earlier than the day immediately following. Okay, then the day following, right? So it can't actually be the case that the second day of L is the first day of P or the first day of R. It actually has to be strictly this relationship. Both days of lighting have to come before the first day of either of these other guys, right? Okay, so this dramatically restricts what we can do. And so in order to see that, let's go ahead and just think about all the places that this LL before P and R block can go. Right? It can certainly go on Monday and Tuesday, right? Because then production can start on Wednesday and rehearsal can start on Wednesday or Thursday, or they have these 3 days to distribute between these 2. L can also come on on Tuesday and Wednesday, because once again that leaves room for production and rehearsals. The problem is when you start to put lighting on Wednesday and Thursday. If you put lighting on Wednesday and Thursday, there's just no way that you can put production rehearsals into the graph, right? And so there's actually just only 2 ways that this happens. So the first way is we put L and L here, right? And then what we have left is we have PP to place, RR to place, and SS to place. And we don't know anything other than that. These have to be, following LL. So the earliest that they can go is over here, right? And then SS somehow has to fit in here as well. And we can't leave any of these days blank, right? So there's not that much information there. But then the second case gives us tons of information. What if we put LL on Tuesday and Wednesday? Right? That means the first day that production can go is Thursday. That means the first day rehearsals can go is also Thursday, right? Because we follow our rule, right? Which means we've taken care of this rule. And so now look what we have. We have that there can't be any days that are left idle. So S has to be on day 1, which means that it has to be in this position, right? And so we have 2 scenarios. The first one gives us not a ton of information. The second one gives us a lot of information, right? And so there, and you can actually just keep splitting this first scenario into several different scenarios. But at that point, I feel like it's easier, or it's just as easy rather, to just slot these in as necessary, and because then you don't have to waste time doing what could eventually become irrelevant. Right, like splitting this out into, I think there's 3 or 4 possibilities, just too much time up front, and you don't, there's no necessity for that, basically, right? But definitely this is a lot of information that we have, right? Okay, so we can move on to these questions and see what's going on. Okay, so number 8, which of the following could be true? So let's go ahead and write. All right, so answer is A. Only 1 workshop is in session on Thursday. So here's the question, right? Over here, we know that can't be true. Over here, the question is, can it be true, right? And the answer is, I don't think it can be, because we have, whether or not production or rehearsal go on, basically we have these 3 days for both of these guys, right? So production, whether you started on Tuesday or on Wednesday or Thursday, is going to take up, this Thursday slot. rehearsals, no matter when you start on Wednesday or Thursday, is going to take up this Thursday slot. So definitely there's going to be a production and there's going to be a rehearsal on Thursday, right? So the answer is A is definitely going to be right. And actually, we can just go ahead and write that in, right? There's got to be production and there's got to be rehearsal on Wednesday. Whether or not, or where the second one comes, we have no idea, but definitely the first one's got to be there, right? Okay, so answer choice B. Only one workshop is in session on Friday. Could that be true? Well, again, over here, clearly it can't be true. But then the question is over here, could it be true, right? And I think the answer to that is yes, right? Because you just put, P here, and you put R here, and then you put SS wherever it wants, right? We've fulfilled our condition that all 5 days are full, and so now SS can go basically in any 2 consecutive slots, either 1, 2, or 2, 3, right? This, and we can leave Friday with one slot open. That definitely seems like it could be true, so keep B around. How about C? The workshop and rehearsals is in session on Tuesday? No way, right? Because the earliest that lighting can end is on Tuesday. So just you can't, that can never happen. How about D? The workshop on staging is in session on Thursday? No. Thursday we know for sure. It's got to be P and R. So no way. And how about E? Workshops and rehearsal and production are both in session on Wednesday. Could that be true? So in this case, clearly not here. But then what happens if you put P here and R here? Well, that means SS has nowhere to go, right? SS would have to be here, and then we will leave an entire day blank. And we just can't do that. And so answer choice E is not right. And so therefore, answer choice B is the correct answer to this question. It's basically an acceptability question, even though it's not, in that traditional sense. Okay. Number 9, once again, asks us what could be true, right? So once again, we can just look at this and figure it out. Okay, so answer is A. Workshop on lighting is in session on Wednesday. Okay, that puts us down here. Great. We know everything about this scenario, right? And only workshop in session on Thursday is on... No, that actually can't ever be true. Right? They have to be here. So, nope. Answer choice A is not right. How about B? The workshop in lighting is in session on Wednesday. Okay, so once again, we're down here. The only workshop in session on Thursday is the workshop in rehearsals. Nope. Again, not. No way. Okay, how about answer choice C? Workshop on lighting is in session on Wednesday. Okay, we're down here. Only workshop in session on Monday is staging. Yeah, that's definitely true, right? How about D? The workshop on lighting is in session on Monday. Okay, we're over here. And the only workshop in session on Thursday is on... No, again, right? Thursday has to have these two in it, regardless of where you are. And then answer choice E. The workshop on lighting and production are both in session on Wednesday. Okay, lighting means that lighting on Wednesday means that we're down here, and production can't ever happen. And in fact, another way you can eliminate answer choice E is just that lighting and production can't ever be together. Right? So answer choice C has got to be it. How about number 10? If the workshop and production is in session on Wednesday, which of the following must be true? Okay, so first things first, right? Let's draw this out. And now they're putting production on Wednesday. Well, what do we know about production? It means that we know that it can't start until lighting's finished, so lighting's definitely got to be in slots 1 and 2. Right? What do we also know? These have to be consecutive, so production also has to come on Thursday. Right? Okay. And so the question is, and then we put this in, and so R, I think has to go here, right? Because if R doesn't go here, then this is one of the answer choices we'll eliminate earlier, that S has nowhere to go to fill this 5th slot. So R has to be here, right? And then SS as a block can go either 1, 2, or 2, 3, right? Okay, and so we basically know exactly what's going on here. Okay, which of the following must be true? Answer choice A, the workshop in lighting is in session on Monday. Yep, that's it. Right, answer choice A has to be it. Looking at the rest, workshop on rehearsals is in session on Wednesday. No, it's not. Workshop on staging is in session on Thursday. Nope, it can't be, right? Workshop on staging is in session on Monday. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. And then the workshop on staging is session on Wednesday. Again, it could be, but it doesn't have to be. And this is the importance of reading this correctly, right? Because this is a must be true state, not it could be true. And so they actually put in 2 answer choices there that could be true. That's kind of tricky, but you just have to watch out for that. Okay, let's move on to question 11. Question 11 asks us if the workshop in production is the only workshop in session on Friday. Okay. So production is the only one on Friday, which means that rehearsals, right, can't be on Friday, so it must be Thursday. Oops, this is actually a big block. Which means that lighting, has to come, the last day of lighting has to come before the first day of either of these things, so lighting's got to be here. And then what's left, we have this SS thing that can go between 1 and 3, right? Okay, so here's the thing. They're asking what must be false, which means that any of these things that could be true eliminated from contention, right? Okay, so answer choice A. The workshop on lighting is in session both Tuesday and Wednesday. Nope. I don't think that can be the case. Because the last day of lighting, once again, has to come before the first day of rehearsal, so L has to be in 1 and 2, right? So answer choice A looks like a really good candidate for something that must be false. All right, let's look at the rest of these real quick. The workshop and rehearsals on both Wednesday and Thursday, it has to be that way. This one must be true. So it certainly doesn't have to be false. Staging is on Monday and Tuesday. It could be, right? So it could be true. It means that's not right. It could be SS and the same as LL. How about D? The workshop on lighting is in the session the same 2 days as the workshop on staging. So that's actually exactly the same thing as answer choice C, right? SS here, LL here. So D's not right. How about E? The workshop and rehearsals is in session on a day where staging is also in session. Yeah, if we put S and S here in 2 and 3, then S and R are going to be in this Wednesday slot, right? So once again, this could be true. So 3 things that could be true, 1 thing that must be true, all of which don't have to be false. Answer choice A is the only one that, in the end, has to be false. Okay, question 12, last one. If the workshop on lighting is the only workshop in session on Monday, okay. So lighting is now the only workshop in session on Monday, so there's nothing here, right? What does that tell us? It tells us that we're definitely not here. It means that P and R are here, which means also what about staging, right? Depending on where we put it. Well, actually, there is no other place to put it, right? If we know that P and R have to cut into Thursday right here, staging has to be here. Right? There's no other place to put it than there, right? Which means the rehearsal has to be over here. Well, it doesn't have to be there, right? Actually, these are actually just kind of stacked. It's a little misleading from this chart because it looks like here that there's no room for R to go over here. But then if you put R here in this third slot, it still fulfills this criteria that R is next to itself, and then P can also be next to itself. Right, so I don't want to do that. So we can't really draw that conclusion, but we know for sure that S has got to be in 2 and 3, right? And there's no possible way that this could happen otherwise. Okay, so what are they asking us? They're asking us which of the following could be true. Okay, so let's go ahead and look into these. So answer is A. Rehearsals on the workshops on rehearsal and staging both in session on Tuesdays. No way. For one thing, we know that rehearsals can never be on Tuesday, right? And the second thing is that our Tuesday is now completely accounted for. How about B? The workshop and rehearsals is the only workshop in session on Wednesday. No, we know that S, staging, has to be on Wednesday, right? So rehearsals could definitely go on a Wednesday, sure, why not? But it's not going to be the only one. How about C? Workshop on staging is the only workshop in session on Wednesday. That could work, right? Because if you leave this one blank as well, then production goes here, rehearsal goes here, and you're good to go. So answer choice C looks pretty good. How about D? Workshop and staging and rehearsals are both in session on Wednesday and Thursday. So staging on Wednesday and Thursday? There's no way. Because Thursday already has its 2 slots filled, right? No way. How about E? The workshops on staging and production, both in session on Thursday. No. Again, our Thursday is completely accounted for. So it's got to be answer choice C, right? So the danger in this game, I think, is sort of what we touched upon a little bit in this last question, is that once you start putting things into blocks like this, it can be really tempting to miss things like you can put, like being able to put R in 3 over here, for instance, right? Which didn't end up mattering on most of these, but it has the potential. So definitely watch out for that. And the other thing is that this rule right here, this P and R having to be on Thursday, this rule did a lot of work for us, right? Because there were a lot of answer choices where they were just like, oh, like X and Y have to be on Thursday. It's like, no, we already know exactly what's on Thursday all the time. So there's just no way that you're ever going to fool us, right? And so this just illustrates that, spending a little time up front. I mean, even in this tutorial, we went back and added it after question A, but it's a really good, I guess, example of how doing work up front and sort of like adding to your inferences can really do a lot of good for you in terms of eliminating a bunch of answer choices that just aren't going to be correct and saving yourself a bunch of time, right? Okay, so that's this game.